Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Will back with some news and updates and yada yada. Yes, I just yada yada daily news and updates. If you're old enough to remember that reference, then you're old enough. Uh, besides the Seinfeld reference, uh, I got a little busy. I'm trying to unbrainwash my slightly preteen daughter from the indoctrination of public schools. But that is a subject for a different time. We're here to talk about comics, comics, comics. That's somebody else's tagline, so I can't use that. News and daily updates. If you missed the show last night, we had David Paposan, the Ringo nominated and Ringo award winner of books from Action Lab, which include Spencer and Locke, volumes 1 and 2, and Go to the Chapel. He is back again with a phenomenal team, diving headfirst into the shallow end of the pool with the OZ. That's right. A completely new retelling of Oz, the Next Generation. And it deals with Dorothy Gale's granddaughter. So Dorothy is now her own Auntie M. And Dorothy's granddaughter is a vet who is served, combat time. And David has quite a few friends who have served overseas in combat zones. And he actually, dipped in the well multiple times to, get their take on, on the dialogue and, various other things that combat vets might relate to in the book a little bit, but it's mostly about Oz, and he was trying to figure out Oz is an acronym. What can Oz? Oh, the occupied zone. So yeah, there's that. Excuse me. The monkeys are badass. They look like a cross between. I put it somewhere in the. It's on the interview last night. They look like a cross between something. Oh yeah, Planet of the Apes and what was the motorcycle show? Damn, I've watched it like 13 times all the way through. Jax Teller and all that stuff. Sons of Anarchy. There you go. Need more coffee. Hope I'm entertaining this morning. And the book looks completely badass. They were funded in 24 hours, and now they're just unlocking multiple stretch goals. So it's definitely worth checking out. You can find it on the YouTube channel. Hey, thanks for watching, whoever you are, person. And if you didn't see the interview, it's definitely something you might want to check out. And the link to the Kickstarter is actually in the chat on last night's interview. Interview number 2 this week is coming tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guy Dorian Sr., artist extraordinaire who has worked at every single publisher, it seems. He's been working in the comics industry for over 25 years. Uh, if his publicity photo is a current picture, I hate him because he doesn't even look like he's hit 25 in this picture yet. So hopefully he looks a little older on camera tonight. So definitely check him out. He actually just wrapped up. They just put out a volume 1 trade for title Hyperbreed over at John Carpenter's imprint. That's right. John Carpenter has his own comic book company. He was the artist. They had 2 inkers, one of which was world famous Scott Hanna, who we had on just a few weeks ago. And it was written by Louise Simonson. So, I mean, it's all like huge names in the business. You know, the Carpenter imprint is running like, you know, like AWA and TKO. It's like, you know, some major names in the business. Something outside of stuff we usually talk about, like wrestling. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on. Brock Lesnar is gone. His contract is up, and he walked out the door from WWE, supposedly going back to New Japan Wrestling. That way he won't feel, you know, so short, because he's not that tall. You know, wrestling-wise, he's not that tall, so. But before I get any further into the show, if you noticed up the corner, the logo in the top right corner, we now have a sponsor, SpinWizComics.com. So to tell you a little bit about them, because their apps just went live. Been hearing about them for about a year or so. It's been in the making. And what SpinWiz Comics are, it's an app comic-based service, and it's a comic and webcomic discovery platform for comic readers, hosting mainly independent. Oh, I thought somebody was screaming in my hallway. I forgot to shut my TV off. James Bond displaying. Currently hosting 86 indie content publishers with a library of over 400 titles at launch and growing. Some notable publishers are our friends over at Source Point Press, Tidal Wave, Marcosia, A Wave Blue World, and Arcana Studios. Majority of the content is completely free to read. That's right. I said free. PDFs are available for purchase, and print on demand is coming very soon. So if you really like the book after you read it and you want a copy of it, you'll be able to do that very, very soon. If you just want to support the creators, 70% of the profit is given right back to the creators when you purchase a PDF right now. Brand new app is on iOS and Android. No subscription needed. But if you so choose, there are subscriptions are currently only $1 a month, which will remove the ads and give you a bunch of bonuses. You can find out more about the bonuses and that stuff at SpinWizComics.com. There is a built-in loyalty program. Readers get one entry for every page they read, as long as they are signed in on their app. And these are for monthly, quarterly, and yearly giveaways. So once I have time to use the app and poke around, I will be reading a bunch of stuff on the SpinWiz Comics app on my phone. And if I happen to win anything, we're going to work it out that we will be able to, if I personally win anything from SpinWiz, that we will give it away on one of the podcasts as a gift to viewers. And that's where we're at with spinwizcomics.com. I mean, if you like, if you're a fan of Bob Seeley's from Source Point Press, and of course some of his, creator-owned indie stuff that he has done on crowdfunding, definitely check out SpinWiz Comics. And now back to the program. Other things going on news-wise. Just got this in this morning from Image Comics. Pulp meets Deadeyes in new tragicomic crime series called Write It in Blood. Seems legit to me. A crime drama that plays out on the character level, where Rory McCorville thrives to methodically draw you in to an intrigue web of connections and mismatched personalities, complete with beautiful storytelling from Palmer O'Halloran and I can't pronounce this name even if I tried, but Palmer O'Halloran and company. And that was just an advanced review from Al Ewing. You know him from such titles as The Incredible Immortal Hulk and Guardians of the Galaxy. And there's a lot of other stuff going on. Dropping this week from AWA Studios is issue 104 of Grendel, Kentucky. Written by Jeff McCombsey and art and colors by Tommy Lee Edwards. I get to read that already. And, it's pretty darn good. Stargazer #1. Anthony Cleveland was actually on the podcast about a month and a half ago, and he is the writer of this book. This one drops this week too. It's a mini series. It's really good. And he said if he was asked, he would definitely join up. Outright Geekery also has a brand new X-Men group for all you X fans out there. It's a public group. Just started this morning. I have a funny feeling that Gomer is behind this, because if it's not Transformers, it's all about the X-Men. And it is called Citizens of Krakoa. Guess why? Also, there's a limited 125 variant for the Department of Truth. It's an incentive variant by Inuk Lee. If you were a fan of his, you might want to, see if you can get one. It's 1 in 25. I don't know if a lot of shops are going to have them. I'm sure, some of the bigger shops will. I know one shop that I won't mention that I know of in my area that, overbuy stuff to get the incentive variants. And then, within 3 to 6 months, they're liquidating all those extra copies that aren't the variants. The final order cutoff deadline for this is next Monday, September 7th. And it will be in stores on Wednesday, September 30th. You can order this with diamond code JUL208814. Once again, diamond code JUL208814. I'm not sure if Disney Plus is going through with it, but there's been a lot of talk that they want to bring back the X-Men animated series. Of course, they've already got it on the platform, the original, but they're talking about bringing it back as a new series, like a continuation. Unfortunately, the news hit late yesterday that the X-Men, the animated series, Cyclops voice actor Norm Spencer has passed away. So, yeah, that's sad because, 2020, go figure. And oh my God, the Scott Snyder, Tony S. Daniel Kickstarter. Imagine two of the biggest names ever to come out of DC Comics, in recent years. And they're over on Kickstarter. I guess that's what happens when you fire most of your staff. DC. They have just unlocked some stretch goals. I think like the first day they were already at like $100,000 on Kickstarter, which is, ridiculous. We all know Kickstarter is thrilled because they double dip for a percentage of everything. They've released 3 different prints. One from Boss Logic, another from Jock, and a third from Francis Manpaul. And the Boss Logic one looks cool, and the Francis Manpaul looks, pretty rad. The Jock one, tell you the truth, since that Detective 880, Jock really hasn't done much to impress me. See, Dark Horse has announced that they're going to publish Jeff Darrow's complete Shaolin Cowboy Odyssey in paperback for the first time. And this comes on the wings that Dark Horse Comics is going to actually print and distribute. I don't know if distribute's the right word. Yeah, I guess it is. They're going to print and distribute a whole bunch of. They're starting off small, but they're going to start being the publisher for Comixology. And thank you, Facebook notifications. But this, Dark Horse is going to publish Jeff Darrow's complete Shaolin Cowboy Odyssey. 3 new covers by Darrow and Eisner award-winning colorist Dave Stewart. Yes, he is. He's incredible. In 3 paperback volumes, Countless Breedings, Endless Slaughter. And it's also the winner of some Eisner Awards. And the covers look pretty cool. I mean, one of the covers, he's Shaolin Cowboy is fighting zombies. He's got this long piece of bamboo attached to a freaking chainsaw. I mean, come on. What's better than that? Fantastic Four Marvel Legends Series 6 has announced the Doctor Doom action figure. Now, if I'm not mistaken, all they're doing is remaking all the crappy 90s Marvel figures, but putting them out for like $20 to $35. And I'm like, I've actually been into stores that still have the originals up on the peg and they can't get rid of them, but people are clamoring for these new ones. I mean, it's always cool to get a new Doctor Doom figure. This one would look a lot better with the right type of cloth cape. They give him like a cloth dickie to go around, sits down over his neck, and then the head goes on with the cloak and cape being, one piece, and then there's the medallions with the chains that come across the front. Posability seems better than the older figures, of course, and there's a couple of add-on special effects. He's got like jet thrusters in his back, so you can put like the yellow flames coming down out of it to make him look like he's flying. And then there's, lime green curly fries that go around his hands that are supposed to represent, his magic power. And then he's got, his sidearm that, fits into one hand, and, the holster's there with the belt that looks like really cool. But the box is pretty badass. There's like an actual like white box, and it's got the Fantastic Four logo on it. It's got some old school Doctor Doom artwork on it, so it looks pretty rad. Hobby Awards 2020 nominees have been listed. There's way too many to get into, but you can find that story scrolling down the Outright Geekery Facebook page. Hasbro has their PulseCon 2020 September 25th and 26th, which of course will be virtual and online. Exclusively on the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel. So if you want to overpay for, the same Hasbro toys that they've been making for like the last 100 years, but with, new posability and new artwork, and I guess there's a bunch of new figures for G.I. Joe and Transformers, but I just think the action figure market is out of control, price-wise. There is an uber cool. I thought this was my bad. It's still cool looking. Don't get me wrong, but I thought it was. I thought it was like the big dog dragon from Endless Story, but it's Granat's dragon from Harry Potter, and it's a pop. It looks to be. It's an exclusive from something. It's a Wizarding World exclusive, and it's one of the pop rides. Number 93. Harry Potter. It's Harry and Hermione and Ron, although you can't see Ron because Ron's on the far side. Hermione's probably pushing him off or something on the back of the dragon. So it still looks pretty badass. But that's all I'm going to talk about right now. Because because I need to go make more coffee. Once again, I do apologize for, kind of like slipping a little bit on content last week. And I didn't do any of these last week, I don't think. Maybe one, last Monday. But make sure you join us tonight for my interview with Guy Dorrian Sr. He's worked at Marvel, DC, IDW, Boom, just about every publisher under the planet. So we're going to get into his career, and then we're going to jump into the new book, which is now, I guess it was like a 6-issue miniseries, I'm going to say. 5 or 6-issue miniseries, and it's collected into one nice big volume trade paperback, which I sat down and read, and it's a pretty compelling and Louis Simonson wrote it. Come on, it's a compelling and it's not a slow read. It starts off a little bit because you're trying to attach yourself and form that connection with the characters and figure out, who's who. It's a little science fiction, little horror, more science fiction than anything. So, if you're a sci-fi fan, this is definitely going to be a hot button issue for you. But we're going to get into comics and everything geeky with Guy Dorrian Sr. Once again, we're going to be joined by Guy Dorrian Sr. Tonight on the Creators Outlet Podcast, episode 32, I do believe. And Wednesday night this week, Thomas and I will be on for OK Boomer, the podcast. This time we are looking at Nick Fury, issue 1. That's right. Who is Scorpio? And we might be joined by an extra special guest, a buddy of mine who's an old friend who has a phenomenal collection of comics. And he's definitely a Marvel guy, and he loves all this old stuff. So we might have him come on and give his 2 cents as we're going through the book. Hold on. No, I don't have the Ronas. I was just in the hospital, so I know if I had it. They gave me that nasty test and all. But anyhow, I will see you tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for the Guy Dorrian Sr. interview. I think 9 o'clock on Wednesday night for the OK Boomer podcast with the first time in weeks we didn't either have a double-sized issue last week, that was my fault, and or connecting back-to-back issues. The last 5 weeks were Amazing Spider-Man 229 and 230 for that story, and then Alan Moore Swamp Thing 49 and 50, and then into the best crossover Marvel and DC has done in the new oh my, I've been talking too long, my throat's dry. Where the new Teen Titans meet with the new X-Men. And yes, Wolverine's in it, Kitty Pryde, a whole bunch of people. If you missed that one, you can always go back and watch it on the Outright Geekery Facebook page. I saved these bottles. I got like a dozen of them in there. Keep hydrated. So that is it for today. Once again, thank our sponsor, SpinWizComics.com. Definitely go check them out. And I will see you tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for that interview. We're trying to do I'm trying to do Creators Podcast on Monday, Tuesday, Fridays, because OK Boomer is like a flip-flop depending on Thomas's work schedule. So it's either like this week it's Wednesday, last week it was Thursday. So I keep like Wednesday and Thursday open. And if I have somebody that, really wants to get in, I'll try to squeeze them in. But I'm trying to get it so there is new content like minimum 3 days a week.